Hi, my name is Jake. I work on the invasive pest team in the North Coast Local Land Services. I help landholders manage feral animals on their property, and the wild dog is one of the animals that I help landholders to control. With any pest species, it's important to undertake control when you first see the signs of wild dogs before the problem becomes a bigger problem. To do this, you need to know what you're looking for. Let me introduce to you the wild dog and the signs you need to be looking out for on your property. Wild dogs can have severe consequences on native wildlife and livestock, particularly if the numbers are allowed to breed up. We have had reports of native animals like wallaby populations disappearing, particularly when there are large numbers of dogs present. Every year we receive reports of attacks on cattle, sheep, horses and even pet or working dogs. The psychological impacts of these can be quite severe. It is important to be vigilant to protect native wildlife and your livestock. Here are some of the signs of wild dogs that you should be looking out for. Howling is something you often hear before you see wild dogs. You typically hear howling during the breeding season in the autumn. You can often hear howling late in the evening or very early in the morning, but it can occur throughout the night or throughout the day. Wild dogs breed usually in March and April, with pups being born in August and September. Wild dogs can have up to 10 pups in a litter, but the average litter size is about 5. Other signs that you might see around your property that indicate the presence of wild dogs can be tracks, scats, and rake marks. Look for wild dog tracks around your property, along the roads, animal pads, and anywhere there might be soft soil, and particularly after rain. Wild dog prints often occur in the same areas where foxes and cats occur. Wild dog prints are usually larger and rounder than a fox print, and the front 2 toes of a wild dog print can't be separated by a straight line from the back 2 toes. Wild dog prints are also deeper and heavier than fox prints. Feral cat prints are smaller and rounder than wild dog and fox tracks. Scats can also be located in similar areas. Wild dogs will mark their territory using scats. They can be identified from domestic dog scats by large amounts of hair, bone, and they often turn white with age. They're perched up high on a tussock to catch the breeze so that the scent travels a further distance, further indicating the wild dog's territory. Wild dogs will often scratch the ground with their front and back legs after urinating or defecating. When travelling around your property, keep an eye on your pet or your working dogs, as they will often indicate the presence of wild dogs on your property by finding where wild dogs have urinated or defecated, and they will often mark over the top of these sites and then rake the ground as well, as a way of showing their dominance on the property. Keeping an eye on your livestock is also a good idea, as they can also indicate to you the presence of wild dogs on your property. Jittery, difficult to handle, or difficult to move livestock indicate that there may be wild dogs around your property. Maimed animals can also indicate attempted attacks. Cattle will also run through fences when being chased by wild dogs. We get reports every year about fatal attacks on poultry, sheep, pet animals, working dogs, cattle, and even horses. Wild dogs can also transmit diseases and parasites, such as hydatid disease, which causes cysts on internal organs and require surgery, neospora, which can cause abortion in cattle, mange, and also parvovirus, which can be fatal to domestic dogs. Dogs can also transmit rabies if it were ever to get into the country. It is important to do your bit and protect our native wildlife and livestock. If you see signs of wild dogs on your property, you can report it in one of 2 ways. You can go to the Feral Scan website and upload photos and location details, or you can download the Feral Scan app. You can also give us a call at North Coast Local Land Services, and a biosecurity officer will be able to assist you with managing wild dogs on your property. By doing this, you are contributing to mapping wild dogs across the North Coast, and this helps us manage the population in our district. Remember that pest animal control is done best over a large area, so try and get your neighbours involved. Remember, the more properties that are involved in wild dog control, the better the outcome will be for the entire district.